Pastor Rich here. This is an update on slavery. Now, there are some questions that I was asked in the comments, but I decided to explain it in a video. The reason for this is that I post many videos to relevant teachings, and I mentioned before, if you wish to contact me, it is easier if you visit walkingministries.online. That is Walking Ministries website where you can click contact Pastor Rich and just send me an email. Okay, that is easier, and that I can actually use that to teach others because of your question. If you're having that, many others, it's a guarantee that they're having the same question as well. So the comment on slavery was, how could I say that what the Bible does not support it, but yet reading Leviticus chapter 25 verse 44 to 46 about lifelong slavery. Now, let me explain to you again that the Bible must not be taken out of context and must be read in its entirety. And let me just continue here. Now, what about verse 55? It says here, "For the children of Israel are servants to me. They are my servants whom I brought out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God." That, I can twist that and say, God just said, I'm his slave. You see? So, yes, I am his slave, but I am his servant. Slave to what? To righteousness. Listen carefully. In the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were created free. Think about that for a moment. Now, the moment they decided to sin, they became enslaved. They were now slave to sin. And as a result of the birth of that sin, it mushroomed into the slavery of everyone, and mankind started to put their own ideas of how to control people, which is still being done in society today. You just don't realize it. However, God explained that, okay, since it's your free will to do evil, I'm going to give you some guidelines to follow. I told you about the butler part and things like that, which is still done today. And it is called slavery in the Bible, but you don't see it that way because the context and how these people willingly give themselves into a life of servitude. Has it occurred to you that since we only use 10% of our brain and God is infinite, that we have no clue of his intentions? Now, why would he allow those who are not children of Israel to be controlled by his servants, the Israelites, to use them as slaves? Do you realize they live righteously and the way they treat them, that in turn they would follow the customs of the Israelite, and many of them can actually come to serve God? Did you think about that part? That's why he allows that. You see? You don't know the mind of God, 1 Corinthians, okay? But those who have the Spirit of God, yes, we do, because he allows us by opening our mind and hearts to his way of thinking. That is the born-again nature. So you see, since we cannot tell what God's intentions are, you must read it in its entirety. So now Leviticus, you said 44 and 46, but 55 says God is calling the Israelites his slave. And we know that's not what he's doing. He took them out of slavery, out of Egypt, but yet to enslave them. Think about this in the New Testament. Jesus says, take my yoke upon you. He didn't say, we're going to break this yoke. He's breaking the yoke of the worldview and putting on his yoke of his righteousness. For my burden is light. It's still something to carry. So you see, you have to look at the Bible in its entirety. Jesus said, I came to set the captives free. Free from what? There's still slavery in the world. But the slavery that exists is because of the fall, sin. So those who enslave people, once they become born again, understand and learn the truth, slavery will be abolished. But sin exists, slavery will exist. So God used the connotation, you are my slave, but slave to righteousness. Let your light shine so that others may see and glorify me in heaven. Do not take the scriptures out of context. Thank you for your response, and I chose to do it in a video form so others may benefit. Please bring it on, because that's what God called me to do. Preach His word, not your opinion of what the scriptures is saying and what you think should be done. Seek first the kingdom of heaven and His righteousness. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the bell. I'm Pastor Rich, Walking Ministries Online, and I will see you soon.